Welcome in everyone. Good to see you. Good to see everyone tonight. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to get on and stream and talk a little bit about some stuff that I've just been dealing with over the last couple of days. I think it's important to talk about. For me, it specifically involves Vtubing. First of all, let me say, no, this is not a graduation announcement or anything like that. I do not plan to be going anywhere anytime soon if I can help it. However, I just really wanted us all to talk as a community about kind of the role of Vtubing or the place of Vtubing in 2025 and what we all think the responsibility of VTubers / content creators as a whole is, especially in current global situations like we have right now, like all the crazy stuff I have going on in my particular country right now. And I think that for me, I want to be able to talk with my community about what's my feelings on it, and whether you agree, disagree, all of that stuff. So for me, I guess I'll just start by saying that for me, VTubing has always been about expression, about being able to be more than your real life self, but also being willing to use a creative platform to talk about what's going on in the real world. New emotes, yes. Welcome in, Reaper. Welcome in, dear. So anyway, for me, that's been the role of VTubing since I started in 2020, is this idea that it's a creative outlet, yes. It's entertainment, yes. But for me, it's always been an important part of being able to talk about real life and real issues. And I have a big issue with some people in the community and sort of a general kind of vibe that, well, we shouldn't be political, we shouldn't talk about certain things. And I just, as an actual advocate and as a soon-to-be counselor, I cannot ascribe to that view. I understand. Welcome in. Welcome in, dear. Good to see you. So, I understand that for some people, they don't feel like it's worth it to talk about political things, or they feel like it has no place in VTubing or content creation, and I'm sorry, I straight up disagree. And this is because I may be a VTuber, I may be an anime vampire tiefling mom on the internet, but I'm a living human being, and so some of these things that are currently going on in the world, I can't just sit here and say, oh, I'm not going to be political, oh, that doesn't concern me, that doesn't belong on my platform. I don't agree. Especially when we are currently seeing, for lack of a better word, we are currently seeing an assault on our rights and our freedoms. And I think we need to remember that the right that we have to content create in this way is in large part due to those freedoms to express, to create, to be oneself, to not have to live in fear, right? So I'm glad to see that other people in my chat are being more vocal than ever. That is what we need. I'm not saying there is no place for VTubing, but I'm saying that especially those VTubers with big audiences, I'm saying, in my view, it's irresponsible and unconscionable for a person, especially with a big audience, to not at least address something that's going on. In the real world. And I know there are going to be plenty of people who are going to disagree. And I'm just checking to make sure that, okay, I am able to see messages on the YouTube side. Yeah, I like what you have to say. Not very tall. I agree. Because whether most of you know it or not, I deal with chronic illness. I live with disabilities myself. And so I can't just sit here and pretend that this stuff is not going on. And specifically as someone who cares about other disadvantaged and oppressed peoples, I would have to quit my VTubing career if I was gonna just sit here and say, oh, none of that matters, like that's not for the VTuber space. No. So that's the other big part that I felt like I needed to talk to my audience about and my community about, is I felt like it would be inauthentic of me to continue streaming and not addressing things that are going on in the real world. And I'm not quite sure how to do that yet and continue to be a comfort to people. I know that people come to streamers to relax, to not even have to deal with that, but I feel like doing too much of that is not responsible. I'm not going to, don't worry. Like I said in the beginning of the stream call, this is not a graduation announcement. Yeah, so that's kind of the thing. Is like there are real things going on right now in our communities that should not be going on. People who are in this country, who came from other countries, they should not be afraid to go to work, go to school, go to church, go to the hospital. They should not be afraid of going to those places. I mean, like, it's not really about, like, I mean, I guess it is about being able to, quote, get it up right. But for me, here's the thing. I don't want, I guess to put it simply, this is what I need to hear from my community. That me continuing to stream is not me contributing to people continuing to check out. You know what I mean? I guess that's what it comes down to, is over the last couple of days, I have started to feel guilty AF for even streaming at all when I know people's rights are literally being assaulted by a career criminal. So, also, welcome in, Renfield. Sorry to Miss you coming in. Welcome in, dear. So anyway, I guess that's what it comes down to. Is I just want to know from my community that I am still providing something useful by streaming. And that, I'm not just participating in this slew of weapons of mass distraction kind of thing. Because that would not feel right. So I guess your tiefling mom needs a little bit of comfort that she can continue to stream and people are not going to be like, how dare you? How dare you stream and how dare you do these things like when the world's on fire and going to shit. And it's like, I know, and people need comfort more than ever. They need stability more than ever. Welcome in. So, I don't know. I guess for lack of anything more concrete than that, I just want to know that if I continue to stream, that I don't have any reason to feel guilty. Because I do care about other people, even if they aren't me. And, it's kind of my job to care about what happens to other people. I have the same fears, but I'm gonna give you the love, especially since I want to see my fellow VTubers happy. Well, thank you. Feeling guilty for contributing to almost check out. Well, that's what I don't want it to be, right? I don't want to participate in what I feel on some channels is just, hey, just ignore what's going on. Don't pay attention to what's behind the curtain. Don't pay attention to all those explosions, right? That's all I'm saying. So I just want to make sure that for my audience and anyone who might watch this in the future, I just want to be sure that you know that I'm doing this to try to be helpful. You're doing what I wanted to do. You're becoming a counselor. Unfortunately, I got burnt out, but I still love being there for others, though, yes. So, that's all I'm saying. Is that if you view me continuing to VTube as, comfort, then great, that's a good thing. Then that's what I will continue to do it for. I just didn't want to feel like, oh great, here I am, participating in people just kind of checking out of their day-to-day lives and not paying attention to what's going on around people. Hammy, welcome in. Good to see you. Oh, I didn't see you there. Thank you for joining us this evening, afternoon. So yeah, this is also not a typical stream for me. You all know I usually do ASMR. I'm usually over here reading things. General, thank you. Trust me, if you shifted your content to something as mundane as reviewing limbs, we would still be here for you. I appreciate it. I really do. But also, I feel responsible for all of you, all my little monsters, right? I feel responsible. I feel like it's my job to model certain things for my community. I feel like it's my job simultaneously to be here for myself, to be here for other people. So, I don't know. I got to a very strange place in my head about all of this, and I was just, I don't know. I felt like, gee, when faced with all of this burning down around my ears, is it really responsible to keep streaming? You know? I don't know. I don't even know how I got there. I don't know. I can kind of get it. Like, how much energy must it take to put on a persona and keep being that way in the face of a lot of scary stuff? I mean, you know, you all know that I do play a bit of a persona. You know, but you also, most of you who have been with me for the last 4 years should know that I'm also very much grounded in the real world, and I don't really want to get so stuck up my ass in my own fantasy or in my own whatever that, like, well, like, you know, nothing else matters and the real world burns down and I don't care because, you know, VTuber. I could never be that person. And if I was going to be that person, I would have to graduate. Because, like I said, to me, that is incredibly irresponsible. I don't know how you could get stuck in your own butt. You know, I'm sure there are people that have the flexibility. Sometimes I wonder about some of these politicians, and their flexibility when it comes to that sort of thing, but that's all I'm going to say about that. Fantasy character online, there you go. You know, yeah, and here, on that note, I'm gonna read, that's not how we do that, TV. I'm going to read something that I posted on my Twitter account today, because I think it just kind of sums up stuff. So, I retweeted this saying, I think that's why I have been and always will be a writer. And I would add to that now, VTuber. And the quote says, my problem isn't that my favorite characters aren't real. It's that I'm not fictional. I don't want them to be real. What I desperately wish is that I could be fictional with them. It's not that I want them here with me in this mundane and ordinary world. It's that I want to join them in their extraordinary one. That really struck me. And, you know, for me as a VTuber, my original concept came from D&D campaigns from 2018, 2019. So I believe fantasy can be an amazing tool for expressing frustration, fear at things going on in the world that, you know, very, very few people can do anything about. I need your goodness. I have been sick for 3 months, but I've been pushing through it until Friday last week, where in the morning I could barely get out of bed. Okay, that sounds like that sounds like a pretty rough thing. And I would encourage you, if you have not already, or if you're able to, try to maybe go get that checked or get some support, because that really sounds like it's, that sounds like it's involved. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, you know, and I started watching Disney's Robin Hood last night, and I'm just like, wow, this is really relevant to what I feel like is going on in my country right now. I'm just like, for the love of goddess, how did we get here? Like, why is this okay? Why is it okay to just do these kinds of things to people? I don't understand this. And the answer is, it's not. But I just... Kali, I see that in chat. I see that in chat. Yes, you're never around when I need you. In parentheses, Vance or Elon. Anyway, I'm a fan of the furry version of Robin Hood, the 70s one. Come on now. I mean, I would have to say, if people don't like furries, blame Disney. Blame Disney. They have several classics with just animals telling the story. There is no way that wouldn't create a situation in people where they're like, I want to be an animal person. Animaloid people, pretty much. Well, that too. Ancient Egyptians. Like the fox and that still rips my heart out. I'm not gonna lie. That's still really hard for me to watch, and I'm old. Anyway, can you all let me know if my volume's okay? I do have music in the background. And I did have to adjust some things with my mic. Is it too loud? You're old. I'm the one that's still... I mean, I'm sure I have an old VHS tape of it somewhere. Or did. Before my dad and his wife moved. Lola Bunny is a famous example of starting a I'm not gonna argue because, like, Lola was one of my first, I don't know. I don't want to call her a crush, but, like, yeah. She had an interesting impact on me as a kid. Anyway, I feel like I've gotten distracted, as usual, from what I was originally talking about. But anyway, I just want to know that for my community, however large or small you are, that my streaming is a benefit to you. And that it is helpful to you, and it is not contributing to people just saying, well, fuck it, I'm just going to check out. I'm just going to not fight for my world, or fight for my country, or fight for the rights of people. That's really all I needed to know. And I'm not gonna blame anybody, and I'm not gonna finger anybody in particular, but I just got really concerned when I've seen some parts of the Vtubing community just continue on as business as usual, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? I understand you all have your reasons for not wanting to address certain things, but then there's the other side of, if you don't address something, then it looks like, then it looks like you're purposefully just turning your back. At the same time, you as a streamer need to have the right to have fun. Yes, and that's why I wanted to have this discussion. I'm gonna turn my mic down because I feel like it's really loud. And I feel like that's part of the reason. know. I put on spoopy lo-fi because I'm like, listen, the world is scary right now. Oh, it was fine. You might, okay, so I turned it up. How is... What is this about? You mean like, what am I kind of talking about right now? Is that what you mean? Okay, Reaper says it's perfect. Okay, so basically, I'm just kind of talking about real life right now and like how streaming relates to that for me. And basically what I've been going through for the past couple of days, right? Because there's a lot of stuff going on in my country right now that, you know, I have to be honest, I am distressed by. Okay, so I felt like I needed to get on and stream and talk about it with my community tonight because I don't want to quit streaming, but I also don't want to look like I'm being irresponsible. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Maybe it's just not something that most people understand. Welcome in. I'm doing okay. How are you doing, Ricky? I hope you're doing good. Anyway, I don't know. I feel like maybe this just originated in my own weird little mind. I don't know. Maybe there really is no reason to be concerned about with my community. I don't know. Maybe I'm just gonna look really silly after this, but I just wanted to be able to tell my community I care about what's going on in the world. Me streaming is not me turning my back on that. I guess that's all I really wanted to say in the most long-winded way possible. And I just wanted to make sure that you all felt that me streaming is helpful because I enjoy it. But, you know, with everything else going on in the world, I was just like, I was just feeling like maybe it's not okay. Yeah, I would say I am a little bit distressed right now. Things in the world are not very good right now, you know, and as someone who cares a lot about people, it's not really fun to see how many people are having such a tough time and to know that sometime in the future that those things might affect me as well. They might end up affecting a lot of people. And this is not me being an alarmist. Okay? I'm not getting on here, you know, freaking out about nothing. I am part of a couple of demographics right now that the current administration has very little care for. So while things are not directed directly at me for right now, they could be. And in that case, real life becomes more important than streaming, essentially. I don't know. I feel like maybe I just ended up like stressing out people or something for no reason. But I guess bottom line is, I don't want to be an entertainer who inadvertently encourages people to just disengage from life, period. Okay? I don't want to be that kind of person. And I don't want me trying to create a comfy space to then just translate into, oh, I don't care. You know? Kali Baba says, that makes me wonder, how is Mousy's community handling all this? She's Puerto Rican. I don't know, but I would imagine that they're going to continue to support her no matter what. But I also know that if something really bad were going down, Mousy would let her community know. I'm pretty sure that she would. Because she seems like a very honest, forthright person. From what I've seen. So, I don't know. I will continue to stream. I will continue to do this for my own comfort and my own enjoyment. But I guess I just want to release the guilt I'm putting on myself for, with all this shit going on in the world, I should be, trying to save it or something. I don't know. In part, yes, Hammy, we're talking about ICE. We're also talking about just general rhetoric being thrown around about disabled people or about, POCs. We are talking about that, and, I know that a lot of people don't really want VTubers to talk about it. But I feel like it's kind of necessary because it's really not a good situation. We all push through, we all have bad times, but sometimes can't do anything about it. But let's just enjoy what we have. So I hope you can be happy. I will do my best. Thank you for caring, and thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. It really makes a difference. Screw what they have to say, we do it, we must to get the positivity out. Pretty much, not just PSDs, but it's also people who don't fit into the binary. Well, yeah, it's all of that. It's LGBT people, it's disabled people, it's people of color. I mean, it's a complicated situation. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, but it is concerning to me that it doesn't seem like our system is sophisticated enough to make a distinction between, quote, bad people and regular, normal people who are just trying to work. So, I guess what I'm saying is we need to be careful. We need to be careful about this situation, because even though we are being told one thing about how this is supposed to work, it's complicated. I'm disabled and NB a Filipino American. It sucks. I still get lumped into everything, and that was basically my concern, right? That's kind of why I felt like, well, is it fair to be streaming in that when literal people, including myself and many other people, are having their lives turned to shit? Welcome in, Buffy. Welcome in, dear. Good to see you. Yeah, so without this getting too far off the rails, what I'm essentially saying is, if you all feel that me streaming and continuing to provide comfort is a good and necessary thing, even though we are going through a really tough time, then that's what I need to hear. I'm doing all right. I've been going through a lot of emotions the past couple days, so I'm kind of just talking to everybody. I was just kind of feeling kind of guilty for being a streamer in general. I know that probably makes no freaking sense to anybody listening to me right now. But I just felt with like a lot of people's lives just being upended, with my life potentially sometime in the future being upended as well. I just started having feelings this weekend like, well, maybe it's not a good idea for me to continue to be a streamer when there's so much shit going on. I don't know. That's how I felt. I'm not sure if anyone else will ever feel that way. I do. I was brought up with the idea of being kind towards your fellow men, and now I see all of this stuff being treated as basically normal when it's not. It's disheartening, but places like this remind me that empathy still exists. I know it's easier said than done, but for me, tuning things out is how I get by. Yeah, that's fair. Reaper, I'm gonna have to make Collie stand behind you and give you a hug. Oh no! I sure hope my halfling tiefling husband doesn't come from behind me and give me a giant hug. Summon himbo husband. There you go. Collie, you heard chat. Come in and give me a hug. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. Anyway, hug acquired. Anyway, I'm glad that I have shown myself to be a place of empathy. I'm glad that I have been able to create a community who appreciates the weirdness that I am sometimes. We both have the same thing. So I see you as a fellow VTuber who I can and will confide in. Well, thank you for honoring me. It's an honor that you feel that way. And I hope that I can provide comfort. Minimal. I may not be able to do anything about many of the situations in the real world, but I also just want to make sure I check in with you all, you know, because I am training to be a counselor, so it's good for me to check in with myself, which is kind of why I'm doing this stream to begin with. And I think it's really important to check in with all of you too. Snacking ASMR. That's fair, Hammy. I don't, I would say honestly, I'm probably more in the middle myself. I am a little more liberal, but I wouldn't say like I'm extreme. And like I've said before, I'm not closed-minded to people just because of where they are on certain spectrums. My biggest thing is that I think more of society needs to remember we are all connected. I know that sounds like an after-school special. I know that sounds like something out of a Disney film. But it really is true. What we do to another person, we are electing to have done to another person. And I get that, Buffy. I get that, some people in some situations you just don't want to talk about. And that's fine. You absolutely do not have to talk about things that you're not comfortable with. But I guess for me as a streamer who is becoming a counselor, I do want to encourage people to share what is going on with them, because it's a tax on your mental health, right? But now it's us versus, yeah, pretty much. And I think that's what's particularly troublesome right now, is that it's like the government is not supposed to be doing things that are seemingly against its own people. Summoning husband again. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, if he's coming in again, I guess that means I'm gonna get another hug. And maybe he can bring me another sparkling water, because I need one. Because I'm getting dry mouth from...
You want me to join a VC?
You can if you want. I don't know. It's up to you.
Thanks for the redeem, by the way.
Oh my gosh. Here, can you trade me out for a sparkling thing? I mean, fair enough, General, but, I think there's a lot of things going on with what certain people are trying to just sledgehammer their way through. I think those are things we should not underplay, is all I'm gonna say about that. I think the last thing we need to do in an environment like this is underestimate people and what they're actually capable of doing. I don't know how else to put that.
Is that redeem for anything?
What?
The husband. Is that join the VC?
It could be. Do you want to?
Sure.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Go for it. Go for it. We're not doing anything.
I want to see if the thing is black on your screen too.
Okay, well, then we'll test it out. Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see you, friend. Yeah, so we've just been chatting about some stuff. I've been just getting some things off my big squishy chest, as you do, for mental health's sake. Okay, fine. Go for it. Go for it. Thank you. Holy crap. 26 months. Let's go. Thank you. Alright, so I guess Kali's gonna call me here in a second. Anyway, you guys need to tell me if I'm being too loud and obnoxious. Because I hate being loud and obnoxious. Hello? Welcome in, welcome in. Hold on. I need to fix settings here, because your collab thing. Wait. What? Okay, hold on. Okay, you are brightly colored. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I wanted to try this. This
that looks funny. Okay, so that works, but you're super small and you're a bit see-through. I mean,
okay, so it's not black on us. Okay.
No, but it's
You made it transparent.
He's a little quiet, they say. Honey, can you turn yourself up?
This says max on my side.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn down the music I have going, because it's on max. So we're gonna go like that. Okay, Kali, say some words. That was actually due to Halloween stuff.
Yeah, what, this avatar? Yes, it was from, back when you were, you know, heavily, fandoming over, gushing over magical girls and wanted to do a little crossplay.
Yeah, yeah.
Kali, sing. Baby. It's like... What song?
I don't know. Okay, Hammy says you're louder now. I know.
I don't know. Be a man. I'm a man even though I'm wearing these cutesy clothies.
Yes. Sing. Wait, so does that mean you're my Ariel now? Sing. Sing.
What, do I need a rest on a rock and have things gushing provocatively behind me?
No. Seal approval from Hammy the hamster. There you go. Okay, so do you want to keep using that avatar?
I want to be part of your world.
Oh my god. People are gonna be like, oh my gosh, TV, who is this weirdo? That's my husband.
That's why I'm a bard.
Yes.
I'm a bard.
Yes.
Barding.
Yes. Okay, so you are still kind of like see-through-ish. No thoughts at empty? Question mark?
I think it's fine. It'll have to do. Even though you're it's otherwise it would be all black backgrounds.
Yeah. I get you.
So you had to filter out the black, and so
Yeah,
that's all the
I
black
get
lines
ya.
are gone.
Alrighty. Well, whatever. So,
At least it gets me wiggling. So I mean,
yeah, it works well enough.
it works.
They gave you a chest jiggle too, which I think is funny.
Hey, that works.
Man,
mean,
titty jiggle. Let's go.
I mean, I am cross-playing as Kiwi from
Yes.
Gushing Over Magical Girls.
Yes. So anyway, moving on to a little bit of good news. So as you all know, I've been trying to apply for internship possibilities. As you all know, I haven't had a lot of luck with that because a lot of places have already, either chosen their interns or not looking for interns or a bunch of other stuff. But on Tuesday, I got an email back from one place that I had emailed, and they said someone from the HR-ish department was going to get in touch with me, so they might get in touch this week. And if they do, that's gonna be cool, because if they decide to interview me, I saw on their website that they do therapy for teenagers using TTRPGs. So I'm like, please call me so that I can talk to you and tell you how fascinated I am with the idea of using TTRPGs in therapy for anybody, not just teenagers. So that will be exciting. I hope that they call me this next week.
Oh, here's hoping.
Because I would at least, I would like to be able to say, hey, I have these kind of interests. I'm kind of like excited to possibly work with a group that has some unique ideas of how to do therapy. That therapy doesn't just have to be talk therapy. It can be play therapy. It can be more creative. It can be using TTRPGs. It can be using drama. It can be using writing, painting, sculpture, music. So that would be amazing. Digital high five incoming. Yeah. So I'm really hoping. And what would be nice is that it would be probably be close enough to me that I could travel there myself without, having too much of a commute. I didn't know such a thing was possible. Well, to me, that's the fun part about therapy. And the kind of therapist that I want to be in life is, I'm a creative person. I'm an imaginative person. And so I want to change the perception of therapy. That it's not just this clinical exercise. Yeah, TTRPG stands for tabletop. Yes. So that's just kind of a shorthand we use for any of those games like D&D or Pathfinder or any other system really that allows you to do like imaginative play, basically.
It's kind of like how up until since 2020, or I mean, that probably has been before that point up until now. But through 2020 through 2024, it's been used to for a lot of people to express their better selves, right?
Right,
their more expressive,
or
comfortable selves.
Or like other forms of drama or creative therapy, basically give you another place to work out your issues, basically. Because the thing about working with people is, for some people, it's enough for them to talk out their issues. and that works for them. For some other people, that doesn't work, or they're not interested, right? So doing TTRPGs, or writing, or music, or drama, or things like that, gives us another option of how to work with people. Welcome in, Bird. Good to see you. I hope you had a good lunch or dinner, whatever it is you just finished eating. I hope it was delicious. Pizza. What did you get on your pizza? People like all kinds of toppings, so I'm curious what you got. That is so weird. Over here on the Lime Green website, it says under VTubers, it says English 18 plus action puzzle adventure. What? What? That makes no sense. Okay. Basically Supreme. Oh, okay, I see. Never got into those games. I was more of a sports kid, and I have ADHD, so I couldn't sit still. I totally get you, and I'm sure Collie can really understand that. I think that my husband has a little ADHD. That's my little way of saying, like, that I'm also streaming on Kick, without saying I'm streaming on Kick, because I don't want people to be like, you, how dare you? And that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. But anyway, you know, not everybody on Keck.
Streaming on Keck.
Please. ADHD dude here. D&D is a fun game regardless.
Streaming on Shoe.
Streaming on Shoe for me. And you know, at this point, it's like, the more platforms I can be on, even if not everyone likes my content, the point is, I do want to be on and doing things and showing people, yeah, I'm still here, guys. Like, that hasn't changed. I haven't gone anywhere, you know. I guess, like,
you just want some reassurance that
yeah.
That you streaming and you having fun isn't like you adding to what you
other people like
feel that it's like is some kind of I mean, like what? Like some kind of socially accepted delusion?
Well,
I mean, don't quote me on that one. I'm just like, I'm just trying.
I already said like what it was.
It's
and I think I figured it out. So for those of you who have been on my channel a long time, you know that some parts of my childhood were not very good. I don't talk about it a lot. But I grew up with a lot of situations in which the moment when I decided to have fun and like do what I wanted to do was always the moment everything like exploded around me. And one of my parents would always sort of like blame me for not being there, or like that it was my fault that something happened, you know, when I'm just trying to have fun. And so yeah, so I think gaslighting is probably a good term. And essentially what I ended up internalizing is anytime I have fun, stuff goes to shit. And so I guess I kind of started feeling like, well, are people gonna say the same thing about me, even if they wouldn't say it about another VTuber? Would they say it about me at some point? Would they say, oh, you know, she's continuing to stream, and there are all these human rights violations, and how dare she do that? And I'm just like, listen, if I could make these things stop happening, believe me, I would. You know, but I think that's what it really comes down to. I think I realized where, like, this is all coming from. One of my friends earlier today searched up how to say pro what the F in Japanese. Welcome in, Robert. Welcome in. Good to see you. How are you? That doesn't tie into why you're streaming. You do what you... Yeah. Yeah. And that's true too, Collie. I mean, you can talk. Unless you just want to type.
I can do both.
So anyway...
I am honoring the summon the himbo husband.
I mean, so here's the thing. What I'm having to work myself through is what I'm gonna have to help my clients with. Which is, I've internalized something, and the thing I've internalized is, like, currently impacting me in a way that I'm not aware of, and I don't understand what's going on. I just feel stuck.
Right,
So
it's kind of getting you in a slump, and
so essentially I just realized, oh, this is probably what a lot of my clients are going to be going through, which is good to meet you. Good to meet you, truly. Yes, I have cerebral palsy as well, for any of you who don't know. Which is just, you know, one of my lovely, interesting features. When they say I'm the weirdo, Golly is the bigger weird. Well, hey, that's why he's a good balance to me.
you know, you need you need a bit of weird in your life.
Yes, I do, and I'm about to knock my drink over, so I'm gonna move it over here so I don't spill it.
Oh boy, that would be bad.
Yeah.
A whole lot of drinks all over the front of your body.
Yeah. Tieflings gone wild equals tieflings with a drinking problem equals mom with a sparkling club soda. But anyway,
well, in other news, it's nice that you got new emotes.
Yes.
They're cute.
Bonus points for white shirts. Woo!
Yeah, right, General. No kidding.
Yeah, I did get new emotes. So, fun fact, I started getting those back in, like, September. So, I really had to plan ahead for these.
September, wow.
Oh, yeah, because I started the commission in September. The artist was like, hey, Tiffy, I'm not going to be able to get to these until January. Are you still okay with this? And I said, yes, because I don't want to use anyone else for my emote artist, because everybody has gotten used to the style. Have you played Baldur's Gate 3? Yes. I still have not finished it. I've started like 3 or 4 different games and have not managed to finish one of those games yet.
Oh
but
gosh,
yes.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like, I'm like, I think even the furthest we've ever gotten, we still haven't gone through the creche.
Not yet. We were almost
We're in the second half of Act 1.
We were almost about to, and then we ended up doing a lot of backtracking, or something happened. I don't remember what happened. Welcome in, Techie. Good to see you.
And then the Baldur's Gate 3 thing just kind of went, and we kind of did other things.
That sounds very interesting, Hammy. I think it's interesting to think about what all of us have sort of learned by the time we're a teenager. I think some of that really kind of shapes a little bit of who we are, and also, just some of the things we learn to be sensitive or receptive to in a way. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I have been a book lover for most of my life, and it's kind of why I enjoy doing book reading content for you all, because I think books are magical. I think they can, teach us a lot. They can also take us to fantastical places. They can put us in the skin and the shoes of another. I think that's one of the most important things that a book can do, is teach us empathy and awareness for other people.
Yeah, apparently it's a sin, according to some books. And I'm just like, what?
I heard about that, and I'm just like, no. I will never believe in that. Welcome in.
I'm just like, methinks your religion has been taken over by demons, in the role-playing sense, right?
I'm definitely...
you know how in role-playing TTRPGs, people like to do really fanatical cults?
Yeah.
That seem kind of religious.
Right, but then they just get kind of...
They spout weird, nonsensical stuff.
Or then they just get kind of corrupted, or they end up losing their way. So, it's been going around in some circles that people are saying empathy, as in feeling for other people, is a sin. And that's where I'm just like, if you are in a Christian sect that...
Or even any religious belief that values goodliness.
If you're gonna straight up...
That can include Islam, that can include other things, Buddhism, that can include all religions that value goodliness.
Okay, so this is why I'm saying there are some... Because Hammy has that question. Apparently there are some Christian groups in our country right now that are saying that showing empathy is a sin. And
which is completely bonkers.
Well, yeah. That would...
Yeah, exactly, Techie. That's our point. It's like, if you're... if Christ was empathetic.
And
so if you want to consider yourself a Christian who follows his way of being,
then
you should be empathetic.
Then
right?
what in the seven heavens are you doing?
And this is coming from us, who is role-playing as a tiefling and a vampiress.
Mm-hmm. Also, still tiefling, but anyway, sounds like the same sort of people that think Leviticus is still valid despite being discredited several times for thousands of years. Yeah, and so this is...
yeah.
That's also why I'm concerned, because I'm like, if you all want to say that you're following a goodly person who was all about love, forgiveness, charity,
And
Then-
became a martyr because the Roman government at the time
because
was
the
like,
state at the time said, hey, we don't need you being disruptive and getting in the way of our government and our control over people, kind of thing.
right, exactly. And that's why people said, hey, you can't do this. You are revealing how evil you are.
By
Government.
treating such a kind
And
person.
this is to the Roman government, remind everybody.
So here's a batshit crazy theory that I have. Okay, so everyone just hear me out for a second. So I was thinking
Okay,
about
here comes the hot TV take.
So I was thinking about this. Welcome in, Andy. I was thinking about this, and I thought, okay, so when did some of this, like, Christian weirdness start? And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, do you all remember the thing with Mel Gibson and the film that he made? The Passion of the Christ one? That's, like, really kind of bloody and really kind of intense, and it just has this really weird energy, right? To me, that's when some of this, like, weirdness, to me, started showing up in Christianity. Like, why in the hell are you glorifying the crucifixion that way? Like, I understand that it's a pivotal moment in Christianity. Don't get me wrong. I understand that, like, that's a big moment. But the way that film just preoccupies itself with it is just, it turns my stomach. Yeah, there was the Satanic Panic in the 80s, actually. I'm a Protestant. In no way would my church say that. God taught empathy and that treat others as you would. Yes.
Well, right, and so Hammy, like, so essentially, we've seen some reports, of, like, with a certain person in office right now, who went to a Catholic church. And
It was not Catholic.
It wasn't Catholic?
No, it was not.
It was definitely a Christian.
He went to a Christian church. The pastor was giving a sermon, and she basically was, like, in a way, begging the president to have mercy. And basically, the entire, quote, conservative Christian whatever, freaked out and was like, how dare you deport her ass? And I'm just like, she's doing what your religion should teach you to do. I think people should be able to believe what they want as long as it's peaceful and not pushy. Exactly, Robert.
And then from there was all sorts of things about empathy is a sin, and all sorts of things. So much so, there's been a meme of it. Apparently, someone put an image of like a sheep or someone to be like, I have committed the sin.
I will commit the sin of empathy, as sort of a clapback.
And it's like, I don't know if it's a clapback or just some kind of, like, weird...
No, it's a clapback. It's an artistic clapback to, this is how ridiculous you sound. It was an Episcopal bishop, yes.
Either way,
so all I'm saying is,
these are wild times.
And if you do not agree, all that your monster mama is gonna say is, all you little monsters have a responsibility to speak out against this. If you do not agree with something, it is your responsibility to speak out. Because if you don't, then things just get to continue on without anyone challenging what's being said. And that's when things get dangerous. Yeah, I'm totally fine with you DMing me on Discord, Andy. Totally. I may not always, respond right away. So if that's the case, you might have to remind me, because sometimes I get really distracted. And I don't always remember, oh yeah, I forgot to respond. So, I'm not ignoring you, I'm just...
Either way, we're just trying to find ways to be like, okay, in the scope of all this, how do we have the energy to continue and essentially the...
Oh, wait, you were asking
the
Renfield.
willingness
Never mind.
to keep going,
Never
right?
mind. Yes. And that if something matters to you, to please make your opinion known and speak out against it. Especially for those who can't. And I guess that's all I'm trying to say, is that as your monster mama, it's kind of my job to speak up for people in a lot of communities who can't. And so I want to encourage you all to do the same in a peaceful, noble way. Because we are currently in some very unprecedented times, and there are going to be a lot of things that certain people are going to try to challenge and try to bully other people into silence over.
All we're trying to do is just try and to be like, okay, try to keep going and doing.
Well, yeah, and I think for me, just being able to talk about this just has definitely helped me get rid of some of the knots in my stomach. Because...
Well, then I guess you'll be saying, hey, to anyone who is your client, that this is an important thing to do, right?
Well, yeah, it's why it's also known as talk therapy, because there is immense healing in being able to talk about something instead of just keeping it inside. And I should know this, but I guess because I'm so used to being the counselor for other people, I don't really give myself the permission to talk about things in that way.
Which I mean, I get that you have an image of mental, able.
Well, I mean, it's not just an image though. I have lived my life being that person for other people, so I'm literally not used to being the person who needs to talk about things.
Well, you have right
and
to have your healing too.
Well, and that's what I'm having to learn, is that it's not just the people I'm helping who deserve the healing and understanding. It's me too. And Hammy, I think you bring up a good point, and we need more people like you who know about things, so that when people from other traditions and things try to twist things into stuff they're not, that's why it's really important to have people who can say, no, that's actually not what it means. Because people like that,
more than ever, we are going to need people to cut through the misinformation.
Well, and because it's when people start twisting things around, of course, people lose their way. And that's kind of the reason why certain organizations and certain people like to do that. Because if they can get people so twisted around, they don't remember what the truth is anymore, that's kind of when it starts getting upside down. Yes. And I admire you for that. Because what that means is you've read things and you actually have thought about it for yourself.
And the straighten things upside down.
Ooh. You know, sometimes I feel like it. Sometimes I feel like with what we're going through currently, I feel like I woke up in the mirror world of the United States. Like, where am I right now? And I guess it especially hurts because I have friends and family in Canada. And so with a certain somebody right now not only having put tariffs on Canada, but is now like threatening Canada, I'm just like, for God's sake, stop. Like, I have friends and family over there. There are neighbors. Could you quit acting like some drunk dude on the side of the street just screaming at everybody? You know?
Seriously, right?
I mean, and to be honest, Renfield, after I finish my degree, I am actually planning on trying to get into Canada as a therapist. Because with things going the way they are in this country right now, I'm just like, I don't know if it's a good idea to just keep hanging on out here, like,
Is it possible to do so virtually? Like,
what?
Telehealth?
What do you mean? Like, virtually how?
Telehealth? Or, like, as...
in Canada, I could probably do a combination of both. But like, what do you mean exactly? Brain did not compute.
Well, how do you are you gonna need to be finishing your degree here?
Yes,
or you're
I have to finish
as a student over there.
No, so I have to finish my degree here. Because if I go to try to finish it elsewhere, that's going to be so much more work. Because then I have to get readmitted, reapply, re-interview, start classes over again.
Yeah.
So, no, we're not doing that. So, it's not a good move. And frankly, in my opinion, he's doing that because he's not willing to use any other tool in the toolbox, such as negotiating, such as talking things out. It's not a good idea. And it doesn't really serve, like, a purpose other than making things difficult for everybody.
Right.
Whoa. Collie, you disappeared. Hold on. Let me conjure you back in. Hello?
Hello?
Why are you... Oh. Okay. Okay. You randomly disappeared for a second.
Yeah. Well, I mean... So, yeah. I mean, things are intense right now. And it's
and...
They didn't need to be.
And Renfield, that's a good example of why I want to make sure that as a streamer, I'm doing good things for people. Because this is not just, oh well, things are happening to people and it doesn't concern me. Oh well, you know?
I mean, I guess that's the other thing, right? That's the other thing. It's like it or not, you aren't truly a vampirist in a fantasy D&D world as much as you'd like to, as much as your channel presents it to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, otherwise your consciousness would be from the other world, right?
Yes, and so, but for me, I've always had one foot in the real world and one foot in my fantasy character, or however we want to put that. So if you did that in the States, though, you'd still be subject to U.S. law, and yeah. So that's the thing, is if I stay and get my license in the state I'm in, I will have to follow all the laws, rules, regulations, including the massive amount of hours, 1,000 plus, that I'm gonna need to even get my license.
And that's just to get paid?
Well, no, I mean that's to go and get... You are still going to be able to get paid, but it's for you to be acknowledged as a professional who can get reimbursed on your own for providing services of your own. Because until that point, you have to use the license of your supervisor. And so the reason why you have to have all those hours is to get your license as an associate and then as a fully licensed counselor so that you can get paid directly for your work with clients. Directly, not just as a intern. But it's a lot of work. And in Canada right now, it's a lot less for hours that you have to log to prove that you know what you're doing. So for instance, instead of it being 1,000 plus here in the States, it's anywhere between 100 to 800 hours.
Well, that's significantly a lot less.
Yeah, so there is another reason why I'm considering it, because here in the States, they make you jump through a lot of hoops. And I will do that if necessary, but some of these hoops don't seem useful in the fact that they're slowing down how fast people can become counselors, and we're already dealing with a huge deficit between the people who have mental health needs and the people who are qualified to help them. So it's just kind of like, yeesh, you know? So, I mean, there are other reasons why I might be trying to, become a counselor in Canada. But I just hope that the world stays together long enough for me to finish. Because I'm almost there. But with all the craziness happening right now, I'm just like, could you guys not fall apart at the seams for 5 minutes?
You're feeling like Shrek right now. For 5 minutes.
Could you not be yourself for 5 minutes?
That's quotable, right? It's like, could you not fall apart for
5 minutes?
5 minutes?
TV just screaming like Shrek.
Dude, I mean, at least here's one thing. You have lended yourself to make memeable comic art.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That would be a good one.
Yes.
Could you not fall apart for 5 minutes? For 5 minutes.
And then the country behind me just pop noise just. Oh, anyway. This might have been my train of thought. I just need things to stay together long enough. Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
It's just we're already trying to do stuff, and then all this other stuff happens around us, and then we're supposed to basically sit at our coffee table and be like, this is fine. Right?
And Teggy says, hey, country that I live in, maybe please don't fall apart while I'm also on the job hunt. That'd be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, pretty much, Techie. Yeah, I guess that's the build-up of the frustration, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just kind of felt similarly with Vtubing.
I don't know. I guess I'm just so used to people choosing me to crucify for things.
Can't take me seriously with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, hashtag no shame.
But I mean, I guess the thing is, I'm just so used to being crucified by other people for, like, doing what I think is the right thing to do, that it's just taken me some time to realize that maybe people don't judge me the way other people have, you know? It's why on this channel I try not to be judgy of people, because I have been judged a lot in my life.
Yeah. Besides, it's a Speedo.
Well, hey, you do you, boo. You know?
Also, I mean, if one honestly is going to crossplay or cosplay as Kiwi, this is exactly what Kiwi in that show wears.
Yes. Which, by the way, since the last time we streamed, I did write out to my friend Cleo. I don't know if he's planning to stream tonight at all, but if he is, we might go pay him another visit, because he is new to streaming and stuff, but I don't think he has anything like that planned today.
Oh yeah, speaking of gushing over magical girls, did you know that there's a...
Yes.
Yes. There's not only an English release, but also like a second season being planned?
Yes, I heard about both of those. Now, I'm excited for the second season. I did see that we have an English release. Speaking of the sheep. He's playing games right now. But I did hear about that release, that we do have English versions of that manga. I was hoping we would get printed versions, but the website that has the digital versions was like, so it's not gonna happen unless Yen Press decides to do it, and I'm like, shame.
But you can still get the Englishified translation.
Yeah,
yes?
I'm gonna have to see if I can buy it
Through their
chapter.
site?
Yes, I'm gonna have to see if I can buy it chapter by chapter, or if they'll let me buy the full volume. Because I kind of don't like the idea of having to pay for each chapter, but if that's the way it is, then that's the way it is, I guess.
I mean, it's this hecking economy, right? You gotta show them, heck, the money is there so that they'll have the money to make printed versions.
I'm a judge mom as being based because she adamantly refuses to stop being based. There you go. I'm fine with that. Don't you judge me!
There you go, dear. I mean, just enjoy yourself. I think that's the thing. That's what I think. I think those who want to be and get into this medium as VTubers just want to do so to have fun.
And I do, but I also...
And be based, you know?
And I do, but unlike a lot of people, I genuinely care about my audience. I'm not saying not all VTubers do, but I mean what I say. When I say that I care about you all, and I think about you, and I hope that you're doing well, I genuinely mean that. And so, yeah, I do feel a responsibility toward all you little monsters. You can always ask me where to find manga books, because I have every single manga website listed and saved. Well then, I might have to come ask you. It feels good, man. Anyway, I guess it just comes down to I wanted to make sure that you all knew that I know what's going on in the country right now. I know what's going on in the world right now. You still have me to depend on. And I just wanted to feel like me streaming was still going to be part of supporting you, and not inadvertently just supporting like, oh, no one cares. Oh, well, you know.
Well, then you never came onto this scene for your entire 4 years being that way.
To be that kind of person.
So...
And Renfield says, I wouldn't stay with a VTuber that wouldn't care about their audience. Well, there you go. So I guess I've
And we
already...
have definitely seen some in this community, not all of them, but we've definitely seen some that are really kind of obnoxious that way.
And I guess I
And
should...
they probably have, some of them that were that way have been soundly smacked by the others.
And I guess I should count myself lucky that apparently I've demonstrated to you all enough that I am a genuine person.
Oh, you know where to find manga books, Reaper? Oh, thanks. Much appreciated.
And so I guess that makes you feel good. That, for those of you who have been around a while, I have demonstrated to you that I'm a genuine person, and I hope it stays that way.
Yeah, honey, Tiffy usually does ASMR.
I usually do the whispering part. I usually do ASMR, which is how most people find me, which is fine. And so they're not always prepared for, oh, this is Tiffy at full volume.
Well, I mean, you have 3 voices. You have right now. You'd probably be this is you as the VA.
The VA. Right?
The VA behind TV. So it's like if you really wanted to be in character but still at normal volume, you have a more sultry voice.
I mean,
I guess the library voice, right?
I'm half and half right now, I would say. Because I'm trying to keep...
if you wanted to be like Ojo-sama, I am in character right now.
I know it takes time for people to adjust, which is why I'm always like, oh god, people are gonna just...
You know the old classic 80s, like
yes, I do.
Like snooty type with the Ojo-sama laugh.
Yes, I do.
Essentially, actually, I would even say Slayer's laugh.
I don't know. I don't know. But like, yeah, people are used to like whisper mode, so they're not used to like full-on volume. So usually when I talk at full volume, they're like, holy crap. So yeah, I know, and like it takes a lot for people to kind of get used to. Oh wow, this is like TV non-whisper mode.
But I guess it's because of the topic, it didn't warrant whispering.
Well, I didn't want to do that in ASMR mode because I felt like, okay, this is like a real talk moment, you know? So
yeah, this is the VA behind the mistress.
yeah, and I wouldn't say like
so for those of you who say you value the streamer behind the model,
and I wouldn't say like my voice is completely different. I mean, I'm still trying to keep it at like a volume and a cadence that's somewhat normal, you know, so that I'm not just like, what up?
Oh, that's funny. It's like you getting all thug, but see, that's you voice acting right there. So it's all about being like, you know, Tifia is a vibe that's just like, hello, my dears.
Yeah.
How are you?
Well, that's usually what I do when people get on stream.
The online
mom.
Without being Cha-Cha, your V-mom.
No, she's another tea enthusiast, but I'm just like, okay, you do your thing, boo. You know?
Yeah, no shame against Cha-Cha, your V-mom.
No, nothing wrong with that at all. I think she's pretty cool. You do you. Yeah, but a lot of people who get to know me during my ASMR streams are like, ayo. Like, this is her voice when she's at full volume. I'm like, yes, this is me. Oh yeah, no spoons, only knives. I like that meme. I'm out of spoons.
No spoons, only knives.
Yeah, it's to kind of play on that thing of like, oh, I'm out of spoons, meaning I'm out of like emotional or physical, mental availability, right? You know?
And I guess that's another thing too, you know? because like you have an interesting set of emote sets that is just like what, and you're trying to be, you have an image of being motherly, wholesome, and things. I guess that's
And that's not just my image, honey. That's who I want to be most of the time. No offense,
so I
TP.
guess what,
I bet
guess
you.
maybe.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. You go first.
No. It must have been important enough for you to interrupt me, so go ahead.
Okay, fine. I guess didn't mean to do that, but I guess I was mostly wondering. So, where do you want to be more expressive this year? Like value the fact that you are a streamer.
Yeah,
Right?
well, here's the thing. I don't see those things as mutually exclusive. I am a comfy, nurturing mom type. That is who I am as a person. That is who I want to be as a character also. It is why I have naturally chosen the mom type, because it fits closer to my personality. But I'm also going to be experimenting with art and being able to represent myself in all kinds of different things. And I don't think those are mutually exclusive, because if other mom VTubers can be that mom type but then also get crazy ass art of themselves and crazy ass memes, then all I'm doing is giving myself permission to do that. It doesn't mean I'm any less of a mom. It's that I want to be silly. And so
do you have break out the belt modes?
No, because I'm not in this to like punish people. I just can be very direct.
So I guess you're more out of your dom mode.
I would say I can be strict when I want to be. I experimented with more of a dom mode, and like I said, I'm not really comfortable because of where some people on the internet sort of take that. It just got a little bit too much for me to handle, is what I'm saying. Because some people really get into the dominatrix thing and really want you to like talk dirty to them and say, you filth, all this kind of stuff. And I am too sweet for that. I cannot do that. Hammy, I think Collie would be able to attest to that. He says, no offense, TV, but I bet you sound super scary when you're angry. And getting your point across.
Yeah, can attest at least once.
My friends have heard me very angry. And yeah, if you want to share one of those stories, you absolutely can. It's up to you and your comfort level. But yeah, I think...
I guess you have, you have the permission to express yourself in art.
I mean, here's the thing.
To express yourself as a character.
Here's the thing. Just because someone is silly, does that make them not a mom? No. Just because someone is angry and being strict with somebody, does that mean they're not a loving mom? No.
No, there are times when loving moms have to get a little
tough.
bit intense.
And
right?
tough.
When it comes to their kids and other things.
And, yeah, the humiliation kink is, like, one thing I've never really understood. Just because I'm really sensitive to language, and I think that's because of being a writer and also being an empath type person. I I understand that some people get off to being spoken to that way. I just can't do it. I don't want to speak to people that way unless I actually feel that way toward them. And I would have to know you, or you would have to really insult me to get me to talk to you that way. My IRL mom is one of the goofiest people I know. She is also one of the most terrifying when she's pissed. I think that describes some pretty good moms. That they know how to have fun. And they can have fun with their kids, but when they need to put their foot down, when they need to be protective, the gloves are off. And I guess that's really just what it comes down to, is I do want to have fun. I want to do some fun stuff with like art and all that. But also, when there's a time to be serious and when there's a time to be angry, I want to give myself permission to be angry when it's important to show that kind of emotion.
These younger tubers give themselves all permission to just be fully expressive, so it's just like,
regardless of the consequences.
Well, yes, but at least they are fully and presently themselves in whatever the mode they're trying to be.
You know, and it's like the amount of young people in this community that have tried to like start shit with me, and I'm just like, listen, child, I am old enough to be your mother, literally. What the hell do you think you're starting with me?
Well, see, there you go. You can literally, since you are a mom type, as your Sona, you can throw around words like child.
Mm-hmm.
So, as
oh wow, Amy, that's pretty
I
intense.
guess it's just about giving yourself permission to do more things.
Well, yeah, and for people to realize, I mean what I say when I say I'm a loving person. But just because I'm a loving, patient person, or try to be more of the time, does not mean I don't have limits. Because no one should just put up with disrespect because, oh, you're a mom type. And so because you're a mom type, oh, you just have to put up with whatever. Yeah, so I'm glad we all got to talk this out. I am still planning to do some ASMR streams over the next couple of days, because you all did vote on the next books you want me to read to you in whisper mode. And I am very surprised. Well, I'm glad I don't sound that old. And in fact, like in real life, people are surprised how old I am. There are people who think that Kali is my father, believe it or not. And I'm like, no. He's my partner, not my dad. Do you read horror? Sometimes. It depends. I really like the psychological type of horror. I don't really like the just, grotesque, bloody stuff. Go ahead, guess this vampire's age. Go ahead. Based on how I sound. Ooh woo. Ooh woo. 32? Close. 30. Close. Yes. Pretty close. Getting warmer. Warmer? Warmer? You're getting hot there, Reaper. Little warmer, Hammy.
were old enough to still remember 10-inch floppy disks.
VHS. I'll say this. I'm gonna be 38. Okay? So I'm gonna be 38 in February.
Oh yeah. Well, it's February now.
Oh. Right. I forgot.
In 3 weeks, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so I will be 38. I think. This old vampire is losing track. How old am I?
138?
Shh. No, that's such bullshit. My vampire age is 1 year. Or 6 months. Yeah, so my birthday...
So you were bitten recently?
Yes.
Oh yeah, what is the story behind that? What is...
Well,
Did you have were you bitten by a Starion?
Let's just say if it were Baldur's Gate 3 inspired lore, yes, but that's not technically what I'm gonna say happened. So speaking on that, I actually have a comic in the works that's kind of a wrong answers only story about how I became a vampire tiefling.
Well, is there anything to show with that, or is it still
No,
in
it's
process?
So I just paid for the first installment this month, and the artist is not going to be able to start for another 2 weeks on even sketching it. So I'm going to have to wait.
Well, see, then there's another thing. You know, in addition to streaming, you also have your art and
writing
comic
and stuff.
endeavors, right?
Yeah. So,
I mean,
but...
A VTuber persona is more encapsulated when you can create funny, goofy art pics with yourself.
Oh, very nice, Renfield. So mine is on the 21st. So that means I'm definitely a Pisces. I just want to say you guys sound like you're in your 20s. Well, I think that's because...
Well, thank you. We like to keep a youthful spirit.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I think it's because we just try not to we try not to let life get us down, is what I was going to say before I got tongue-tied there. But yeah. He used to do art. I wish he would get back and do more, Collie. Do that art. Do it. Do it. Or else. But no.
I mean, I channeled some of my artisticness into
that's actually one of the things that made me wanna date him. He actually made an anime version of me before we started dating. He's like, look at this thing I made for you. And it was so cute and adorable. And I'm like, I've never had anyone draw anything for me, let alone bring me pizza after the lunch break. So it was love at first bite, literally.
Well, ain't that? Yes, that was true.
Okay,
Well,
General, see you later.
That sounds very vampire too.
He knows the way. Wait, Mama, you're a Pisces? Well, I have a fortune from you from Zoltar. No! Isn't that the scary fortune guy that was in Little Big or whatever? Wasn't there that Tom Hanks movie from like the 90s? Oh. That thing freaked me out as a kid. And Collie, if you've never seen that movie...
No, I haven't.
Well, I might have to take you down memory lane. You might have seen it and just not remember, like, that you've seen it. I don't know. Pretty popular movie in the 90s. Yes, I'm old. Who cares?
But that, well, I guess that's also partly why I guess you're vamp, because then you can laugh at feeling timeless, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I still remember when people were riding around in horse carts.
Yeah. I mean, kinda like that, except, the millennial vampire, I guess is what I, could call myself. I'm as old as dirt, but that only goes back to the 1990s, which the rest of you want to treat like prehistory.
At least you're rocking it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that so many of you actually enjoy hanging out. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I know a lot of my audience got to know me during, ASMR. And this is not, your typical ASMR. But I thought because of subject matter, it's probably,
Oh, yeah. So if not the comic stuff, and we gotta wait on that, do you got any other art bits in works or that things?
Yeah, I actually had an artist monsterify me.
Oh,
Really? Yeah, kind of like as a monster mom, sort of done in a Monster Hunter style, which I thought was kind of cool because I was like, well, I never thought about doing that.
Have you released those on the socials
No,
yet,
not on Twitter yet. I'm going to though.
Oh, so maybe this could be for
The
a special
preview for those of you who are here. Yeah.
Well, you also will potentially see it here first.
Yes.
Interesting. So when you mean Monster Hunter, is like
Where it's really like monsterified, basically.
oh. What sparked that inspiration?
Because I was just feeling like really wild and savage, and I'm like, you know what? It would be really cool to see myself done in like a different style, basically. And you'll
need to make me visible.
Oh my god. This is not the right version of you. Shit. Okay.
Well, yeah. See, that's the thing. It's like and before it.
Okay, well that's just dumb. Why
This
is
is
it?
the full black background. So the other one was transparent.
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
So you have to do.
Okay, hold on. Why are you not showing up?
Make the color black transparent.
Okay, so I should have the right
Okay,
one.
there it is.
What? Okay. Hold on. Why are you so small?
Hey, that's fine. It can be small.
No. Here.
Okay, that's better. Yeah, it could be. Actually, I look better on the darker side.
Oh. Fine. I'll put you in the shadow then. You're roasting him? No, I'm not. Here. Here. He's out of the fire. Everyone can relax.
Yeah, there we go. Then at least it looks like the black is there.
Okay. Come on. Where?
Also, I like how the PNG seems like it's dancing to this bop. I would be actually dancing to this bop, to be honest.
Nice. Okay, so here's one of them.
Hi, Runia.
Oh, good lord. Runia, welcome in. Dude, Let me move this thing. Okay. Okay, why are you not letting me move this?
Nice one, Reaper.
Alright,
I'll leave my ass
screw
roasting
it.
on an open fire.
Screw it. Okay, hold on. I am gonna hide myself because this is just not letting me move. So, there I am in Monster Hunter mode.
Damn, that is wild.
Yes.
When you said monster, I was like, that is true.
True monster. Anyone still want to give me a hug?
Wow,
So-
that's definitely dangerous.
And my artist was like, isn't it cool that you're still trying to give people a rose? Ain't that sweet? And I said, well, yeah. So that's one of them.
You better hope you don't have the adventurers coming after you.
Oh, I probably will.
They'd be wanting like treasure and XP.
I probably will. But that's fine.
Got any others?
Yes, I'm pulling it up right now. Hold on. I have to go dig it out of my email. Okay. So yes, I know I'm like hidden right now, but it's making me do it this way. Alright, so here's the second one. I like to call this one Mamia. So like a mix between Lamia and Mom makes Mamia.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, I want a hug, head pets, and anything else. Well, you get all the hugs.
So like a winged Lamia?
Yes. Like a flying Lamia. And I like how they put like my magic hands all the way around my wings and also in my tail. So that it literally has grabby hands.
Any reason your characters... You might be able
Yes, I had to because it won't let me freaking move the thing.
Oh.
So I hid myself so you all could see it. But here I am, I'm back. It's like the tail is literally morphing back into scale form on the, yeah? So it's kind of like a dragon-esque type on the first one.
Like, so...
Ochimaru's
it's a-
snake form?
it-
Yes.
Wait, is that your... Like, is there like a... is that a disc? Like,
Yeah,
fire on the
that's
back?
my, yeah, that's my disc that I normally write on. It's behind me, sort of like an Okami vibe.
Huh. Oh, so yeah, like how Okami has that sun disc on the
Yeah,
back.
basically that. Except it's arcane.
Huh. So at least in that way, it's not... You're not getting rid of the disc. It's just behind you.
Yeah,
Like,
and
like
at least,
some,
and
like
maybe
some
in this,
dangerous fire circle.
and maybe in this form, I do that tongue thing. Maybe.
It's like,
Dragon!
Don't do that tongue thing.
She's so cute, I want to hug her. See, there you go. I succeeded.
Well, you know what? It would be even better, actually. You know how you have Melody do a lot of your art for you, and she
Yes.
makes really squishy girls.
Yes.
If you sent this one
Yes.
and sent this one to her and said, "Hey, can you make her look like a cutesy version, like she does,
really
you
cute,
normally?"
really like squishy. Maybe you should do it, but I like it. I like the space
That'd be-
one for like the cool
definitely
monster
be
vibes.
helpful.
Do elf play bagpipe? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they do. I usually like to think elves play like wooden flutes or like pan flutes or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm also going to say that it's like it would be the first version of you did anything where you didn't have to sit, where you can actually, where you can, make yourself upright simply because you got a big.
I got a big fat tail that helps keep the weight up. Because usually why I'm sitting on my disc is because in real life and in the lore of my character, I don't have very much strength in my legs. So typically that's why I use other things to support me or make up for certain things like that. But anyway, I just wanted to show you all that because I thought it was like really cool to finally have some of that made.
I guess then the thing is, continue to enjoy the fact that you have the ability to make art of your character.
Then I guess what I need to do is quit letting people who aren't there make me feel guilty. Which is basically, that's when you know you've internalized enough guilt for an entire village.
Oh, fair point.
And that's basically what I need to get over, is be like, no. I've let other people make me feel guilty for no reason. Other than I'm being myself. Oh my goodness, we have one of my friends' friends in the YouTube chat right now. Welcome in, Kara. Good to see you. I guess we're getting, quote, rated. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We've just been shooting the breeze, literally, with chat, so that's been nice. Holly, do you know
what
if...
plans do you have for, do you want to continue making art? I mean, I'm sure you
would love to continue making art if I have... If I have the budget for it.
You're not done, but you definitely want to have more energy for it.
And it's kind of hard to do when all this stuff happens and there's all this stuff up in the air. Because some of those things could have really impacted me. In fact, if I haven't mentioned it on stream yet, one of the jobs that I applied for as an intern, they literally wrote me back and they said, "So Tiffy, because of the government freezes and no grants and the political environment overall, we're not taking any more interns." And I was just like, son of a bitch. So I actually wrote my school and I said, hey, just so you know, this might start to really cause a problem for me trying to get an internship. I can make you feel guilty. All I gotta do is bring a tub of ice. Yeah, maybe. But then I would have to be depressed enough to eat the ice cream and just sit in front of my fridge. Which I don't think is gonna happen. Because
what, did you see what I wrote?
What, like a crusty girl's rarity with mascara dripping down her cheeks? Yeah, kind of.
You remember the scene where
yes, I do.
the memeable scene where she's
yes, I do.
She's eating ice cream on the table and she's like, and then she
yeah.
goes,
Yes, I do. I remember. So yeah, it's been kind of stressful with like having some of those opportunities get closed in my face. That never feels good. Especially when I've been working really hard to try to, get all this internship stuff done early, and it's still coming back. No, we don't have room, no. So, yeah, it's been a little bit depressing, but like I said, one place did reach out to me and they might reach out to me again early next week. So it means I gotta be up early tomorrow to make sure I don't miss any phone calls. Because I don't want to answer the phone like, hello? What time is it?
Welcome to the brood, dear.
Welcome in, dear.
Oh yeah,
How
you
are
wanna move
you?
my dancing, like, transparent, like, see-through PNG over to the dark side a little bit more?
Collie is going to the dark side,
Wow.
where they have cookies.
A little bit too. That's too far. Like, kind of in between in the book era.
TV, you've gone too far, damn it.
Between whatever that root area is and the fireplace.
Here,
Yeah, that's good.
I know you'll persevere. You always have. You always will. And I just know we'll be there for you. Yeah. Calling of the dark side, impart to us one of your wisdoms.
It sucks. Don't do it.
It sucks. Don't do it. Also, don't piss off your wife.
That too.
Alright, so Colleen, do you know if Cleo's gonna be streaming tonight?
He, based on his debut or re-debut schedule, it seems like he's not. But
okay. Well,
he's
then
just playing games right now.
he's just playing
I don't know.
games with my heart.
Well, I can check. See if they're streaming. Well, because he, not there.
Also, I see Karai on the kick side. Welcome in. Thank you for the love.
Nope, they're not. Cleo's not streaming right now. Well, what about you, dear? Other than, your usual ASMRs and just kind of chilling out. What have you been enjoying any relaxing games or just kind of things?
Well, yeah, I got
time?
kind of addicted to a web game, and you all saw me doing some lo-fi Spirit City stuff, which is pretty cool. It's a really nice study thing.
What web game?
It's a Spider So What web game. So if you guys know that manga
really?
series, yeah.
Do you want to show some of that?
I could. Yeah.
How far are you? I think
You
I know which one you're talking about.
You don't want to know, okay? I was playing.
I was like, Spider So What?
I was playing a bunch of that
anime.
stuff when I was sick. Okay, so hold
What?
on.
And you weren't streaming it? We could have been with you.
You know what? Whatever. I might just start streaming it just cause. Also, hold on. I know it's gonna be kind of loud and messed up. So hold on. I'm gonna ixnay on the lo-fi so that we don't have two musical things going on.
The lo-fi was nice. Oh, well.
It is nice, but it's gonna clash with this music.
My goodness, this sounds so woo-woo.
Yes.
Woo-woo. I'm a spider.
Okay. It's called Spider So What, Ruler of the Labyrinth, question mark. Okay, so basically your typical idle game. So essentially you can claim stuff, and so you'll get upgrades for like allies and stuff, and upgrades to your skills, like what I'm doing here. And then you have all kinds of stuff that you can just do to like boost your power. And then you have all these other different kinds of battles you can do if you want, and they all come with like various rewards if you're strong enough to beat that stuff. And then you can go over here and they have lots of little tasks that you can do. You can even go over here and do what I'm about to do here, which is deploy myself into a dungeon. Like idle game, as in you can be idle. Alright, Renfield. Take care.
That doesn't look like the spider color that the series is.
Well, no, because you can choose.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I chose to do the poison evolution type. Because I'm like, well, poison is gonna be super effective, so might as well do that. So I can actually show you with the evolutions tree. It's gonna be kind of funky. So this is the typical version. So I went with this. I went with the non-standard poison kind of dark one, because that was just kind of fitting my vibe. So this is the one that I ended up choosing, which is a variant of the poison spider. Yeah, so I've been...
Which direction you went?
So I've been low-key addicted to this game, so if you guys want me to like start some of this over at some point and like show you what it's like from the beginning, we can always do that. But this is like we're pretty far in at this point.
You don't have to, you know. You might as well enjoy what you got. I mean, you can respec, right?
Yes, if I wanted to, but this build is pretty nasty. So, as you can see here, I have my name just made as Tiffy Webby, so that it's like it's a variation on Tiffy Weefy, because I'm a spider. So what?
Dude, you know, I maybe that's another thing. Since you started the idea of monsterifying yourself, why not explore the idea of your character in other forms? Like, what about an arachnid?
Spooner! Why not? Tiffy gets all my respect. There you go.
So that way, you're not just...
I'm not just a tiefling biatch. Or a vampire.
And don't feel like you have to turn that into your model, because my goodness...
No. This is just gonna be for fun. But anyway, so as you can probably see, we have a number of like tasks and other things, upgrades, which make us more powerful. And we can battle people in the arena. Let's see how badly this goes for our opponent. And like that, it's over. That did not even last
that was barely 2 seconds.
Yeah. Same there too. So sometimes I get lucky, like that there's people that I challenge and they take a bit longer, and then there are some people that are just like, I'm sorry, I wasted you, I'm just... And we're out of tickets, so we're not gonna be able to do any more of that for a little bit.
Sheesh, TV Webby OP.
I know. I demand Rider Chiefy. Welcome to Charlotte's Web, and oh boy, things are really slowing down with this game open right now. Okay.
Yeah, speaking of like riders and such and things, if we're going like the Monster Musume route, do you have any plans?
There's actually a Spider Gal character that I have plans to get art of. More power! Laughs and Tim the Toolman. Oh no!
Oh, so another character for your
For my monster sanctuary.
Because we know these days are gonna need a monster person sanctuary.
Yes.
Kind of like Tiffy's home for wayward monster folk.
Yes, for hunted monsters. So then basically we can get gear from this weird like spider cocoon thing. So I'll just show you how that works. We can do a number of them at a time. And then basically if it's not gonna give us any more good stats, we just turn it into XP. Which is...
the old bird way. It's like, yes, turn it more into money and experience.
Right, and so as you'll notice, that is the only way we are progressing our level, and right now I'm level 90. So we actually have to break down gear to level up. We don't do it by killing monsters, we don't do it by completing quests. This is the only way that we level up. Which is, you know, it's fine, but it also means, like, you're gonna be doing a lot of this.
It's home for wayward monster folk.
Yes. So yeah, this is a game that I got addicted to when I was sick for like 3 weeks, which is why my level is crazy high.
Oh yeah, I see her like in Chaos 3. Go figure.
Pretty apt.
Still the character's like, ooh, I'm a waste you.
I'm a waste you. Then we gotta fight this weird cat dragon thing. And hope we don't lose.
You seem to be doing fine so far.
I mean, yeah, but it's kind of up to... Okay, it looks like we defeated that one this time. We got lucky. Sometimes you can go into fights like that and they will completely just ruin your day.
Oh, so do you need to get through it like the boss in order to proceed to the next level?
Basically, yeah, because that's how it works in every game, right? If you don't get past the boss, you're not going anywhere. And so you'll just pretty much bump and grind until you get through. Which is why then you wanna
Bump and grind. Sounds like a bard's good time.
Sounds like how all bards level up. And we lost. Wow, okay. So that's pretty much why we have to do the gear grind thing. Because that's really the only way that we're gonna get to a point where we can handle some of these bosses is by doing that.
So what got you into this game?
Well, I was already into Spider So What, and then it just came up as an ad on my YouTube, and I was just like, you know, I'd kind of like to play that.
Have you seen the anime?
Yeah. This game actually inspired me to finish the anime because I had started like a year or so back and never finished. I mean, I'll say the anime is good up until a point, and then it just gets kind of weird with all the human people in there that we're supposed to care about, and I'm like, listen, I'm here for the spooter. I don't care about the people.
Yeah, that's actually one of those things where it's like...
Reminds me of an ancient idol game I played long ago called Soda Dungeon. Oh, nice. Go ahead, Collie. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
That is,
Go ahead.
No, that is one of the game animes that's just like, why are these, like, the first time you're like, I want to go back to the Spooter Girl.
The light novel was better.
All about.
I'm curious. What makes you say the light novel is better? I'm genuinely intrigued. Because I got kind of turned off by you keep moving to these human characters, and I genuinely don't give a fuck. I'm here for the spider, y'all. Like, don't waste my time with other things. So it's not completely idle because, yeah, every once in a while you have to go click on stuff and go do the thing. So, I mean, this is kind of like a good no thoughts, head empty kind of game, which, you know, everybody needs one of those every once in a while. Similar with Her Majesty's Swarm, they butchered the manga, but the light novel is really good. Well then, okay, that's gonna make me wanna maybe check that out. I heard the anime was completely out of order. You aren't supposed to know that other classmates were reincarnated until she leaves the cave. Pretty much. And it's also just like, but you had me going on the whole leveling up and fighting tooth and nail to become strong. And then it just becomes this weird, like, oh, I'm involved in human affairs now. And I'm just like, the fuck? Why? Like, I understand they had to give her something bigger to do with her time. But it's also just like, but this is like the first anime where I literally don't care about the humans at all, and I feel really bad saying. But I'm just like,
kind of funny. Like,
I don't care.
Counselor, but it's like, I don't care. You're not giving me any reason to like anchor to these individuals. I know you're trying, but it's because we're not introduced to them in the same way we are to the main characters. So for me, there's nothing sticking me to them. I don't have the same like motivation to care about them. It's just kind of like, okay, you're here, and why should I care about you? I care more about this little spider that I've seen almost get crushed to death, eaten alive, all this other stuff. Why should I care? And I think also because I can genuinely relate to the spider, because I genuinely feel like I've had to go through hell. I've had to literally fight tooth and nail to keep existing as a VTuber, for example. It has not been easy. Over the last 4 years, I've had a lot of people betray me. I've had a lot of people do some pretty fucked up shit. All in the name of their popularity over mine. So,
As you all know, I don't get very angry about many things, and I try not to be that person. But I have to be honest and say, like, the spider in Spider So What, there have been a lot of things that have happened to me in 4 years in this community that I don't talk about and probably won't talk about. But it has not been, it will.
You'd had to struggle. You had to eat the poison. You had to grow your resistances. Do you have multiple magic brains?
I probably do now. And so, for example, this is what my team looks like now. I have like a weird furry dragon looking thing, which I love. I have another spider on my party, which I love, and a bunch of weird humans and other people that I don't really care about, but they're good for damage. So, yeah, so you want to see some really disgustingly easy battles that pretty much I have to do daily? See? The music did not even get started. We're already done.
Wow.
It's like, okay, go home. Go home, child.
Go home. You're not even.
Go home, child. You're not old enough to face mom in the arena. Go home.
Dang.
I miss the old iPhone games that aren't around anymore.
You need to keep that.
I
You need to keep
know.
that attitude. Go home, child. You're not even in the same
You're not in the same league as me, child. Go home.
There you go. Now just carry that through, you know?
My stomach gets hot doing that. Probably a good sign.
Does other things get hot doing that?
Probably. I'm not gonna talk about it on stream, though. Jesus. Okay, so here's a fun one.
So maybe you just need to embody that a little bit more, even though yes, you do want to be a counselor. You can still be like, I'm enjoying being in this mode.
Okay, so here's a fun one. So this is where I can pair up with random people, and we're gonna go battle a huge thing. So look how cool this is. Welcome back, Renfield. Also, I just realized that probably looks really small. Punch Quest and Endless Runner with tons of punching barbarians and random weirdness. Wow.
Why does it look like you're all just battling new things, except for some that are like other spiders?
I don't know. Oh my, somebody died. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
We lost for once, okay?
Oh, no.
That never happens. I've never lost. Of course, it's on freaking stream. Okay, so it is a little bit like Plants vs. Zombies. You die, they walk right through. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tower defense
Against whatever this is.
Against the entities moving left.
Damn leftist. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh, alright, yeah.
No, we died again. I am a lefty, by the way. In case you didn't... Oh my god, in case you didn't already know. I don't know. Maybe we'll...
It's fine. You can do it another time, but at least you showed it. And it's there to show us, like, no, you don't just win every time. There are some times you can't.
This is pretty cool, though. I will show you all this. So, You get to pick your buffs. So we're gonna pick that one. With this weird ballroom music, by the way. Okay, we're gonna pick to do some stun. We're gonna pick to deal more damage to the boss, because that's always a good idea.
This ballroom, this music is kind of ballroom here.
Mhm.
I kind of like it.
Ally damage up. Let's go ahead and do that, because it will help. HP auto recovery, even though I don't think we're gonna need it, I always take it just in case.
Well, definitely seems like an amusing, kind of pastime.
And the boss is over. So we can do that more than once. But I'll just show it to you once. And then I want to show you what you can do over here in the nest. So we have this weird thing called the spider statue, where we can use weird meat tithe to prey, for example. So that will be a random assignment of other buffs when we do that.
Okay, seems like S's are good things to get.
Yeah, because that's one of the more powerful options. That's what I always do in pretty much any game, any HP recover or regen item, yeah. Because that's gonna make sure you can stay in it longer, obviously, so. I'm not gonna show you all too much about what goes on in here. It's just a digging game. So you basically can just dig through and get items and currency and stuff. And you have options, so if you have them available, you can use a drill or you can use literal dynamite if you want. And so basically you can just do that until you run out of stuff. And then you can farm stuff. And so this is how you get what you need to use at the statue thing. Is by basically growing food in little cocoons. Like a spider would.
Because she always loves eating the things that she defeated.
Well, as I think you should expect from a scooter, would want to do that, so you can set these all out again. Might as well, because... Could
you in character be like, get in my belly?
Get in my belly, you food items, you lesser than me things. Feed me.
Dang.
You will go to feed my own children.
Now that's tingly.
Tangly.
See? I think if you just continue going with that, I think you got something going there.
Yeah, so that's this game in a nutshell, pretty much. And so it's just kind of a nice, calm, for fun thing to do. I'm probably not gonna do much more on stream, just because I would probably like to go raid somebody before, I run out of options of who to raid. But yeah, so that's the Spider So What game. It's pretty fun, I think. Kali, do you have any suggestions for who to raid? For tonight, I see we have a lot of my friends on right now. We have Sayadon doing art. We have Rhea doing Microsoft Flight Simulator. We have Queen Aya doing Just Chatting. We have Musical Fox doing Minecraft. We have Staria doing art. We haven't rated Staria in a while. What do you think, Golly?
Well, let me double check to make sure she's not like
It's probably gonna be
fussing over something boob-like.
I'm gonna just say it's probably gonna be like a rave party in there if we go raid Saria.
Oh my lord. Okay.
Okay, well, how about Musical Fox? They're doing Minecraft right now, and I don't think we've rated them in a while.
Yeah, it is definitely a rave party.
Let's go visit Musical Fox. She could use some mama love. What do you say, Golly?
I'm not opposed. Sure.
Alrighty. Well, then that's gonna be the plan. Yes, Saria is my robo-waifu friend who does a lot of very interesting modeling art on her channel. You should go check her out. But I think for right now, to keep with the calm vibe, we'll go visit Musical Fox, who is doing some Minecraft right now. So, my little monsters, please take care of yourselves. Please be good to each other. Make sure to get enough to eat, enough to drink, get some good sleep. And please do what you can to be a good, comfy person out there in the world.
Yes, and I hope that this stream was enough to kind of, ease your worries.
Yeah, my stomach is no longer in knots, so I think it did its job.
Well, that's good.
So thank you all for joining me. I know this is kind of a very different stream for me. Usually I do a lot of ASMR, but I appreciate each and every one of you joining me for a non-ASMR stream and just enjoying hanging out. Alright everyone, I will see you all soon, whenever that will be. Until then, take care of yourselves. And I'm sending you lots of love and good vibes and mama hugs. Good night, everyone. Good night.